I'm still running behind. You're asking me. Yes, yeah, we can't put things in there. They would have to be in the library. But we don't want to junk it up. They do. Yeah. And have you made plans for the meal? You're serving a meal, right? Have you worked on that already? Yep. Okay. Oh, she is? Okay. Good. All right. Cool. Why? There's only like 2 vegans in the whole congregation. We bend over backward and then... Yeah, that's how I feel. One's enough. That's how I feel. Oh, good. I just literally just threw it together. I have a big glass for you here too if you want. Okay. And I also have a small glass for myself. So I'm very thirsty.
Mine fits here, so I can do that. It's easier for me to do the straw. I'm always worried I'm going to dump the water on myself, to be honest, when I'm drinking from it. Because sometimes when I go to reach for the cup, my hands start shaking. And I'm like, and now I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. So yeah, I'll bring mine up because then I can keep using it. One of my meds makes me bleed.
Turn out here. We're going to get started, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. Can you hear me? Good. Good. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Ann Packham. I'm going to be your service leader today. Welcome to the University Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I would invite you to take this opportunity to silence any electronic devices that may disrupt you throughout the service. I also would like to remind you of a couple things. If we need to evacuate this building quickly, we have 3 main exits. We have our front door, we have the back, and then we have out here through the Memorial Garden, and you can also exit through the garden there. So just be aware of your surroundings. And finally, if you are not feeling well, please don't come here. Please join us online with our friends at home, because we don't want to spread any germs. I know we're kind of getting out of the cold and flu season, but there's always kind of things running around. So I invite you to just stay at home and join us online if you're not feeling well. Before we get into the meat of the service, this is an opportunity for committees to share what's going on in the church. So please feel free to come to the microphone and share.
Not really a committee, but this feels more like an announcement than joys and concerns, so I'm saying it now. I'm planning to go to Susie this year, and I'm looking for somebody to ride with. We could share driving and gasoline expenses and things like that. So catch up with me. My name is Paula, all the time, and well, anyway, catch up with me later. Thank you.
Hey, for once it's up high enough for me. Hi, this is Lori Hospitality, and I've got a few things to say. One is, remember there is a small electronics and battery recycling bins here that will be taken, so if you want to bring anything in, that's where they go. The next thing is, we've got lots of openings to make coffee, to serve coffee to the congregation. Great way to meet people, kind of a fun thing to do. So starting next week and all of April, we have openings, so looking forward to it. The one thing is April 14th, we'd like to have a few extra people because that is our service auction day, and we'll need to have a little more prep for that one. Thank you.
Hello, I'm just reminding we have our women's group next Friday, April 5th at 6:30. We don't have a theme this time, but we'll be hanging out, playing games, snacking, so come over and have some fun with us. Thank you.
Good morning, Margie with membership. So are you relatively new to the congregation? And are you thinking about becoming an official of Triple U? We hope you are planning on it. And if you would like to, the service where we will induct members is the flower service, and that will be on the 28th of April. Before then, on the 7th of April, I will be conducting a Pathway to Membership meeting right after services. So if you're interested in joining us, let me know. Thanks.
Good morning, Michelle Flores. It's almost a little too tall for me. Stand to the side so you can still see me. I'm actually here on behalf of RE this morning. We just want to let all of the parents know that if your children would like to participate in all of the Easter events next week, please be here by 9:30 because they're going to start 9:30 and have lots of Easter stuff for next week.
Good morning, Laura Owens, Social Action Committee and Marketing. First of all, thank you for whoever put our box back, which it's out there right now for the Knights Pantry because it was gone, now it's back, and we really needed it. And the other is the Social Action Committee is going to be focusing on getting out the vote, and as part of that, I'm putting a lot of links in the notable news about how to register, the importance of if you vote by mail, that you had to re-up that, that's really important. If you want to volunteer to register people to vote, anything to do with voting, I'm going to start putting a lot of things in the notable news. I'm going to make a separate page so it doesn't get too big. But just so you all know to please start looking out for things that you can do, register, get others to register, get the kids to register, and get the kids to vote. And then the last thing is I want to thank the Welcoming Congregation Committee. I don't know if Beatrice is here. Beatrice! They worked really hard on getting that designation, and they can tell you more about it, but it's very important to get that designation as an inclusive church, which we are, but now that we're officially like that, we can use it in our marketing. So when people are Googling churches that are LGBTQ friendly, will pop up. But it's a lot of work that they did, so I want to thank them for that. It's kind of important.
Thank you.
And yes, that designation now means when you go to find a congregation on the UUA's website, we have that designation next to our name. And we have checked and it is up there now, so yay for us! I just wanted to remind those participants in the UUA Common Read that our last session will be this Thursday night on Zoom at 7 p.m., and we look forward to having you there.
Hi everyone, just reminding you the pledge drive is going on, so thank you for those who've already submitted your pledges. We really appreciate it. For the rest of us that haven't done it, there's still time. You can do it by paper. The papers are over there. There's the link in the notable news, or you can just go directly to the website and look for the banner at the top that says Reaching Beyond Our Boundaries. If you have any questions or problems or input or anything, just let me know. Thank you.
I did my pledge this morning, and it took about 30 seconds online.
Good morning, Lindsay Stroh for the Auction Committee. You are the committee. We have about $3,200 worth of items up right now. And last year, I believe we made 5,000. So we would love to have more items or just donations. You can donate money, you can donate time, you can donate gift certificates, but the important thing is come, not Sunday, the 14th, because we are going to have a good time. We have a lot of wonderful food. Thank you to Lori from Hospitality. Paula is helping with food as well. We have people that have been getting gifts online, and we're going to have a little bit wild entertainment. And you may remember my granddaughter-in-law who makes the chalice cookies and that wonderful cake. Yummy food. So it is going to be a fabulous day. If you have an idea of something you'd like to donate and you don't know how to do it, this is the week, because we'd like to have everything online by March 31st. So any questions at all, you need forms, you want to know how to do it, somebody had trouble putting it up on the internet, I can help you with that. And especially I want to say thank you to Sarah. She's not here right now, I don't think. But Sarah is our computer guru who has gotten the whole system set up on the internet and all that. And she is fabulous, and I couldn't do this without her. So a shout out to Sarah. And give me any questions you have about the wonderful time we're going to have on the 14th.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do as committee chairs to keep this place running smoothly. My opening words today are from the Reverend Sherry Woodbury. She's currently the settled minister at the First Unitarian Church of Omaha, and I've asked my partner in crime to it's a responsive reading, but I didn't have time to get it up here in advance, so he's going to be my responder. And the title of her words are Renewal in a Weary World. Welcome all who seek renewal in a weary world.
Welcome all who come with love and energy to share.
Welcome to those who worry for the future.
Welcome each one who is grateful for today.
Know that in this place you are not alone.
In community, we share our strength with one another, and we keep the flame of love burning bright.
Know that in this place responsibility is shared.
Here, tradition holds us. Ancestors share a light from the past.
Here, the young lift their bright faces and beckon us onward.
Take my hand, and we can go on together.
That's it.
You're kidding, right?
Our opening music today is hymn number 128 in the Gray Hymnal, and it will be led by Janet and Gary.
You can stand if you're willing and able. For all that is our life, we give you thanks and praise. For all life is our gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its reward, for all to rest and love, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is ours. For failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life. For all that is our life, we sing with thanks and praise. For each life is a gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad.
Our chalice lighter today is Isabella, who's lighting our chalice for the first time. Isabella uses the pronouns she and her. She's 2 years old, and her happiness spot grew when she got a toy tea set. Let us say the words together. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And each week we say together our affirmation to remind us why we come together. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. I want to take this opportunity to welcome everybody here. If whether you're here for the 1,000th time or for the first time or second time, we welcome you. We are an eclectic congregation. Our services vary every week. Sometimes we have our minister here. Sometimes we have speakers from the community. And we often have words of wisdom from our own congregants. So we invite you to give us a try several times, get a feeling for how this place works. Come have coffee with us afterward, get to know us, and be part of our community. This is an opportunity to say hi to our friends online, so we welcome you as well. And if you'll take this moment to greet your neighbor, maybe try to greet somebody if you see somebody that you don't know. We have an opportunity to continue that afterward, after the service. Now is a time in our service where we have an opportunity to share our joys and concerns. These are significant events that have occurred in folks' lives. So as you feel comfortable, come to the microphone here to share. Remember that anything that's said here is blasted out onto the internet or saved in the cyber world. So if you don't want it to be known outside of this room, then you want to keep it inside of this room. And if you need me to bring the microphone to your chair, just raise your hand.
Hi, I'm Kat, and last week I got accepted into Unitarian University. Thank you. I'll be doing radiologic technology, which is like x-rays and MRIs, and I'll graduate next August. Also, those two people back there, my parents, tomorrow is their 29th anniversary.
My joy is that on Thursday, I had an amazing last day of being 59. We were in the Everglades, and the weather was perfect, and we took 3 separate hikes. I think we walked over 10 miles. I'm like, yeah, I'm still 59, I could do this. And we saw a couple of great birds, but anyway, and then of course I turned 60 the next day. So.
Hi, I'm Peter. I started the Orlando Insight Meditation Group many years ago, and we used to have regularly scheduled one-day retreats, and that got put by the wayside because of the pandemic. Well, yesterday we had our second return of one-day meditation retreats at a yoga center out near Rock Springs. So that was a very joyful experience for me. I'm glad to share the benefits of the mindfulness meditation.
Hi there, Kathy Perry. I haven't been here since September. In September, I was on the plane going to Virginia to meet my family, to go to a lodge in West Virginia, when my eyes swelled up and started tearing. And I had to spend my vacation going to the ophthalmologist in treatment for an ulcerated cornea. And that went on until probably December. It started to look better and better, and now it's healed. It's scarred, but it's healed, and I'm very grateful that I still have my cornea.
What's 1,000,002 plus 1,200,000?
What is?
Raise your hand if you know.
You're gonna give us the answer. You're smarter than us. What's the answer?
Good, you're good.
What's the answer?
Today's a Sunday and I don't want to do math. So, okay. So, I have two joys. My first joy is that I went to a stop motion animation school a couple days ago, and I did pixel art and stop motion animation, which was really cool. My second joy is that I found out 2 days ago, I found out my cousins are moving to Florida after 6 long months.
I got a new bed, and it's a loft bed, I think. It's cool, except the downside is my cat Smog can no longer jump up and sleep with me. Yeah, maybe.
Martha, I have a joy that Saturday I'm leaving for England. I'm going to pick up my daughter, and then we're going to hang out in France for like 9 days and recreate a trip my husband and I took 30 some odd years ago. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Abigail. So I will miss the next 2 Sundays, but I'll be back for the auction. I can't wait to spend some money.
And I have one concern to share. I've been in touch all this time with Rosanta Montequin. She goes by Green now, her maiden name. And Rosandra let me know that her mom is in hospice. She's not really eating anymore, so she's at the end of her life. And so I asked her, would you like me to share that with the congregation? And she said yes. So I shared with her also the end of life story for my mom and my grandmother, which were very similar. And so just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Let's just take a moment to sit silently for a minute and think about some of the joys and concerns that we may have in our hearts but may not have been shared today. Amen. It's time for All Ages, and Reverend Tracie is our Time for All Ages MC today.
Yes, hello there. I am not James, but James provided a story for me, so I share that with you now. Once upon a time, the gods Zeus and Hermes went wandering in the world disguised as poor travelers. They were covered with dirt from the road and dressed in ragged clothing. When they entered a town, they would knock on the doors of the houses and ask for food and a place to sleep. But over and over again, they would be sent away with nothing. One day, they came to the home of a sweet elderly couple at the top of a small hill. This was a tiny little house with a tiny little garden, and the couple who lived inside didn't have much money or space. But when the two travelers knocked on the door, they were warmly greeted and invited to come inside and join the couple at dinner. Now, this couple didn't have very much to eat, so the table was set for a small and modest meal of bread, milk, and fruit. The couple, however, was generous in sharing what they had with the travelers, although they were worried that it wouldn't be enough to fill everyone up. Much to their surprise, though, even though there had only been a little milk in the pitcher, it never seemed to empty, no matter how many times they refilled their guests' cups. And the small loaf of bread seemed to have more than enough for everyone, and the little bowl of fruit never seemed to run out. Eventually, the couple began to suspect that their guests weren't human. And sure enough, at the end of the meal, Zeus and Hermes revealed their true selves. And they said, "Because you were so kind and generous to two poor strangers, from this day forward, your pitcher will never be empty. You will never run out of bread, and you will always have fresh fruit, even in the deepest days of winter." Thank you.
This is the time for our interlude and offering. This is an opportunity for our young people to pass our baskets. We are a generous congregation. We use our funding for all sorts of things, like paying our staff living wages, doing things for this building, and doing things in the community. So please give generously. We also share 40% of our plate with an organization which this quarter is Coalition for the Homeless. And we will have Life is the Greatest Gift, which is that a hymn? Which number is that one then? 331. So you can stay seated for this one.
Okay, we're just doing verses 1 and 3 in the hymnal if you're following along. Go ahead. Life is the greatest gift of all the riches on this earth. Life and its creatures, great and small, of high and lowly birth. So treasure it and measure it with deeds of shining worth. We are of life, its shining gift, the measure of all things. Up from the dust our temples lift, our vision soars on wings. For seed and root, for flower and fruit, our grateful spirit sings.
I think we're ready to sing our young people out, so please join me. We love you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day. I love to see little new ones. All right, we have the Reverend Dr. Tracie Barrett here speaking with us today, and the topic is gratitude and hope. So take it away.
Thank you. Get myself situated. So earlier this month, I talked with you all about generosity in terms of giving financial support to help fund the future of this congregation. And this week, I want to talk about more than just financial giving. I want to dig a bit deeper into generosity, because generosity encompasses a broad spectrum of behaviors and attitudes that reflect an open-hearted and compassionate approach to life. Now, when I think of generosity, I think of 4 different types of generosity. The first one is, of course, financial generosity. But it's more than just monetary donations. We encourage you to support the congregation here financially as you are able. Remember, I said that every pledge helps, no matter how big or small, because it is that support that enables us to fulfill our mission and to serve others. But financial generosity also extends to supporting causes and organizations aligned with UU values, promoting social justice, environmental sustainability, and human rights. We do that here at Triple U by sharing a portion of our loose plate offering to various local causes each quarter. We also do that when we collect food and supplies for Knight's Pantry. Besides financial generosity, there is also generosity of time and talent. And this involves everyone who helps and volunteers their time here at Triple U to make sure that it operates smoothly, from our board members having board meetings, our building upkeep on work days, the Sunday services, and everything in between. It also involves those who share their individual talents with us to provide music, to provide the AV system, run hospitality and youth group. And yet, generosity is more than just time, talent, and treasure. I contend that generosity also includes a generosity of spirit. This is how we live out our principles in our day-to-day life. It involves being kind, compassionate, and empathetic toward others, regardless of their background, their beliefs, or their circumstances. I never said being a UU was easy. This generosity of spirit, though, fosters a sense of inclusivity and belonging within our congregation, welcoming all who seek a supportive and nurturing environment. And there's one more aspect of generosity I want to mention before moving on, and it's the one we forget about sometimes, and that's generosity towards ourselves. We talk a lot about the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and we sometimes forget about our own inherent worth and dignity. It is when we remember this that we are able to cultivate a generous spirit toward others. When we practice self-care, set healthy boundaries, and prioritize our own well-being, we are more fully able to engage in acts of generosity and service. So these four types of generosity, financial, time and talent, spirit, and inward, are grounded in a deep sense of interconnectedness and mutual responsibility. This generosity reflects a commitment to building a world where all individuals are valued, respected, and supported in living lives of meaning and purpose. It's not just generosity that we're looking at today. I want to turn to hope for a minute. It's a really big word for 4 little letters, right? Hope is a foundational core value in Unitarian Universalism and infuses our principles and practices with a sense of optimism, possibility, and resilience. Why is hope so important? Hope is a source of inspiration. Hope emerges within Unitarian Universalism as a guiding force that inspires individuals and communities to envision a better world and work toward that realization. Hope motivates us to confront challenges, overcome obstacles, and persevere in the pursuit of justice, equity, and compassion. Through hope, we are inspired to imagine and create a more inclusive, peaceful, and sustainable world for all. Not only is hope a source of inspiration, but it's also a counterbalance to despair. In a world marked by injustice, suffering, and uncertainty, hope serves as a powerful antidote to despair. It offers solace and comfort in times of difficulty, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, the potential for transformation and renewal remains. So hope inspires us and provides us an antidote for despair, which is so necessary these days. But what else? Well, hope is a spiritual practice. It's not just an abstract concept, it's a lived experience. It involves cultivating an attitude of openness and possibility and trust in the inherent goodness of humanity and the universe. When we gather each week, we nurture and strengthen our capacity for hope. deepening our connections to one another. Hope is also a catalyst for social change. Hope fuels our Unitarian Universalist commitment to social justice, empowering individuals and communities to confront systems of oppression, to challenge injustice and advocate for positive change. It's what gives us a sense of agency and empowerment, encouraging us to believe in our ability to make a difference in the world. And finally, hope is a unifying force. Within this diverse tapestry of beliefs and backgrounds within our congregations, hope serves as a unifying force that transcends any difference and fosters a sense of shared purpose and belonging. Hope creates a common ground upon which we, in all our diverse beliefs and backgrounds, can come together in solidarity, mutual support, and collective action. Generosity and hope. Here's the thing, they're related. Generosity and hope hold hands. They reinforce and nourish the other in a dynamic cycle of empowerment and transformation. Generosity fosters hope. When we engage in acts of generosity, whether we do that through giving our time, our resources, or compassion, we do so with the belief that our actions can make a positive difference in the world. Maybe not full-blown all over the world, but I believe that when we are generous, we are hoping to make a positive difference in the world of the person, place, or thing that we are being generous with. This belief that we can change the world through our generosity is inherently hopeful. It's grounded in the conviction that change is possible and that our contributions to this world matter. Generosity provides tangible evidence of the goodness and potential for positive change in the world, especially when we're able to witness the impact of our generosity. We're inspired to maintain a hopeful outlook and continue being generous so that we can create a better world. Our acts of generosity don't just give us hope, they ripple out, then create these nice ripple effects of kindness and compassion through communities. The recipients of our generosity also experience hope. When we are generous, we give people tangible proof of the inherent goodness of humanity and the possibilities for a more just and equitable society. When I was a teenager, my family was poor, really poor. My mother had been battling cancer, and between that and some other issues that came up during that time, we were barely hanging on. That year, my youth group was passing out Thanksgiving boxes, and I went around with them, the group in the church van, watching the recipients' eyes light up with hope, knowing that they were now going to have a Thanksgiving meal, and knowing that we were not doing a Thanksgiving meal that year. We drove back towards the church with one box left, and my youth pastors dropped the rest of the youth off and told them that this last box was for someone out on the way to where one of the youth pastors and I both lived. And so the other youth pastor, because he had picked up his colleague and then me at the beginning, he was just going to repeat the same. We'd drop the last box off, and then he'd drop us off. So no one, including myself, thought anything of it. When we got to my house, the driver hopped out and opened the back, where the last box was sitting. And quietly he said, "I know your family could use this with everything going on with your mom. And I also know that you wouldn't ask, probably because your parents wouldn't ask. So tell them we miscounted and had an extra box, and that we know it would be put to good use at your house." And he was right. We needed that box. And I couldn't ask because my parents hated asking for help. The fact that my youth pastor not only knew it would be hard for me to ask, but that it would be hard for my family to accept a handout was huge to me. 33 years later, and that's still a crisp, clear memory. For the record, my parents appeared to believe the cover story, but I did see my dad wipe away a tear when he thought no one was looking. And after that, I noticed that we always donated clothes and household items to the disabled veterans group, which would come by every 6 months through our neighborhood to pick up stuff. Here's the thing. Generosity fosters hope, and hope fuels generosity. Hope serves as a catalyst for generosity. It motivates us to act in ways that align with our values and aspirations for a better future. When we believe in the possibility of positive change, we are more inclined to contribute our time, talent, and treasure to efforts that promote justice, equity, and compassion. Hope inspires us to transcend self-interest and consider the needs and well-being of others. It encourages a spirit of generosity that extends beyond individual gain to encompass the collective flourishing of all members of society. In times of uncertainty or adversity, hope sustains our commitment to generosity, giving us the resilience and the perseverance necessary to continue giving even when faced with challenges. It reinforces the belief that our acts of generosity have the power to create meaningful and lasting change, even when the obstacles seem insurmountable. This relationship between generosity and hope creates a positive feedback loop, too, where each one reinforces and amplifies the other. As we engage in acts of generosity fueled by hope, we can experience a sense of fulfillment, purpose, and connection that further strengthens our hope for the future. In the same way, as we cultivate a hopeful outlook grounded in the belief in the inherent goodness of humanity and the potential for positive change, we are inspired to continue practicing generosity to manifest that hopeful vision in the world. Generosity has a profound ability to inspire hope in both the giver and the receiver, as I mentioned earlier with the story of the Thanksgiving box. Engaging in acts of generosity often brings a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose to the giver. When we extend kindness and compassion and support to others, we can experience a tangible connection to our values and our capacity to make a positive difference. This sense of purpose fosters hope by reminding us of our own inherent worth and agency in shaping a better future. Acts of generosity empower the giver by reinforcing our belief in our ability to affect change and create a meaningful impact in the lives of others. Can you think of a time when you were generous and it helped you feel like you were making a difference? I know I can. Generosity also strengthens our bonds of connection and community, fostering a sense of belonging and a shared purpose among individuals. When we come together to support one another, we experience a sense of solidarity and mutual support that reinforces our hope for a more compassionate and just society. The shared experience of generosity cultivates a sense of collective agency and resilience, inspiring hope for the possibility of positive change through collaborative effort. Well, that's what generosity does for the giver. I mean, that's pretty cool. But what about when we're the receivers? Acts of generosity communicate to the receiver that we are valued, seen, and deserving of support and kindness. When we receive generosity from others, we experience a reaffirmation of our own inherent worth and dignity. And that can instill a sense of hope and optimism about our own potential and possibilities for the future. Can you think of a time when someone was generous to you, in whatever way that means, when you really needed to be reminded that you were seen and loved? Generosity also provides practical assistance and emotional support to those in need, offering a lifeline in challenging times. When we receive help from others, we may feel encouraged and supported in our journey, which can inspire hope for brighter days ahead. Just knowing that we're not alone and that others care about our well-being can be a source of strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Acts of generosity often inspire a desire to pay it forward among those who have received them. when we witness and experience the transformative power of generosity firsthand, we may feel inspired to become givers ourselves, perpetuating a cycle of hope and generosity within our communities. Now, I've preached the offering, not the offertory, at a few colleagues' ordinations and installations. Now, this is often a short, very short bit of a sales pitch for the group or groups receiving the offering at that ceremony. And my friends who are giving to either the UUA Living Tradition Fund or the Scholarship Fund at Meadville Lombard Theological School usually call on me, because I always tell the stories of the time that both of those funds got me to where I am today. Due to the scholarship funds given by others before me, I could pursue my calling to be a minister. And thanks to those who gave to the Living Tradition Fund, I could pay my bills and regroup during the summer hiatus at the end of my first year of ministry when my marriage suddenly ended. And I tell those stories in much greater detail for those offerings. And I do that because I know that hope and generosity hold hands. And for the people attending to hear a real story from a real person about how their funds could help, led them to be more generous. So how do we incorporate generosity in our own lives? Well, volunteer regularly. Whether that's here at Triple U or at another organization or just doing environmental cleanup, volunteering provides a meaningful opportunity to make a positive impact in our community. Practice random acts of kindness. If you've ever been the recipient of that, you know how it can just brighten your day. These small gestures create a positive ripple effect. Donate to charitable causes. Support organizations and initiatives that are working to address pressing social, environmental, and humanitarian issues. Give back locally. We do that with the Knights Pantry. You can do that by visiting local businesses or look for ways to contribute to community building efforts. Share your skills and knowledge. I know there are some people with some really fantastic skills in this congregation. Share that talent. Practice radical hospitality. Welcome others with open arms and create inclusive spaces where all feel valued and respected. And cultivate a culture of generosity. Share stories of generosity and acts of kindness and celebrate the impact of collective efforts to make a difference in the world. And how do we cultivate hope? Well, we practice gratitude. It helps you shift focus from what's lacking to what you already have. Engage in spiritual practices. Meditation, prayer, mindfulness can help, and reflection can help us deepen our connection to the sacred, however you define that, even if the sacred is yourself, and foster a sense of hope and resilience. Seek community support. Surround yourself with supportive communities that share your values and provide a sense of belonging and solidarity. And I hope that you are finding that here at Triple U. Find meaning and purpose. Engage in activities that bring meaning and purpose to your life. Because when you align your actions with your values and your aspirations, you can cultivate a sense of purpose that sustains you through difficult times and inspires hope for the future. Stay informed and take action. Not just consume all the news and wallow in despair. No. Stay informed, however, you need to do that for your own mental health, and take proactive steps to make a difference. By taking action toward a more just and equitable world, we can cultivate a sense of agency and hope for the possibility of a better future. Practice self-compassion and resilience. Be gentle with yourself. Practice self-care during times of difficulty. Acknowledge your struggles and treat yourselves with kindness and understanding. Through acts of generosity, Unitarian Universalists seek to embody the values of love, compassion, and justice that lie at the heart of who we are. Hope is a dynamic and transformative force that shapes the beliefs, practices and actions of its adherents. Through hope, we are inspired to strive for a world characterized by love, justice, and compassion, and to work tirelessly towards its realization. The symbiotic relationship between generosity and hope underscores the interconnectedness of human experience and the transformative power of collective action guided by shared values and aspirations. Through acts of generosity fueled by hope, we can embody that a better world is not only possible, but achievable through the combined efforts of individuals committed to justice, equity, and compassion. May generosity and hope hold hands in all of our lives. Amen. May it be so, and blessed be.
Thank you, Reverend Tracie, for those words of wisdom to carry us into the week. We're going to extinguish this chalice and say these words together on the screen.
We extinguish this flame, yet not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We're going to have the music first. We're going to have Spirit of Life and then closing words. So I think everybody knows this, but please stand as you're willing and able for Spirit of Life, which is number 123.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
My closing words today come from Adam Slate. Adam is a candidate for UU ministry, and he says the following: We end our gathering with gratitude for camaraderie, shared wisdom, goodwill, and support that we extend to each other and others within this community. May we continue to bless each other with these gifts. And may we reflect those blessings back onto the world as we minister to those around us. Amen. Let it be so. And that will be the conclusion of our service. Please enjoy some coffee and conversation afterward. And tea.